I think kitu muhimu sana, especially as a performer, ni initiative yako na kenye unataka out of the industry. It can give you everything, but what you want you have to go get. Hiyo ni kitu nililearn. Aye. Gregor na umeniletea watu hapa hivi ni deal now. Who's he supposed to be? Ndo nani huyo? Ni Mungu. Aya, leta mali bana, tuende kazi. Thank you, sir. Stunt department segment 1, take 1. Niaje wase, naitwa Mugo. But kuna mtu akunyimeo kamera saa hii mrefu brown skin anataka niseme jina zangu zote. So, Emmanuel Mugo Karaoke, actor, but today we're not talking about my acting per se. We're getting into my stunt life. And as far as my acting goes, ni kitu nimepiga for a good 13 years now. For a good 13 years, and it started off with the basics, basically set books. And from there, nikaingia uni na nikaweza kujijenga dogo dogo, doing a short film here and there, and ultimately I ended up in this program called Tahidi High. Now mind you, this is 2012. I was very new to the industry and very excited kupata job kaa hiyo, because na imagine time kaa hiyo, everybody wanted to be in some things like akina Tahidi High and all. It was the 8 show, them days. So I had a lot of high hopes getting into the industry. Kierere mingi, energy mingi. So I remember once we got on board, you expect, life yanze kusonga haraka. Umepewa character yako, umepewa script yako, ni kusonga na life sasa. Shock on us. Mtu wangu nilikuwa extra for 2 years. Before I was even given a character name, before I was even handed a script, ours was just to walk in the background. Alafu kumbuke, these were siku za kina OJ. Mnakumbuka kina OJ, kina Omosh when they were the 8. So ours was background work. Every Saturday we used to come and walk. Thank God there was free lunch, so I have a big appetite. So we appreciate vitu ndogo ndogo ka kufidiwa. So fast forward a few commercials here and there, a few short films hapa na pale. Ndio tuseme stunt journey yangu ikaanza. 2014, I'm in uni. This is my second last year. And Sense8 ilikuwa inakam. At the time I did not know it was Sense8. This is the first season of Sense8 siko najua. But I still remember that call. I got this call from a very prominent stunt coordinator. Mtu anaitwa Kembero. Charles Kembero. Kama uko kwa industry, I'm pretty sure you've heard of that name. So this is a guy who has been in Oscar-nominated films, in Oscar-winning films all over. I remember the call coming in and he was like, Mugo, unaweza piga stunts? So I think for me, my whole impression of stunts was something totally different. In my head, mimi niko najua mtu wa stunts, lazima ajue ma 1-2, lazima ikuwe ni mtu who can probably do a flip or two, which is something I saw people like my dad doing. So I was never familiar with any of that. So my first response was no, I can't. I was scared. But akaniambia kuja tu, because he knew I was more of a fitness kind of person. I was really into fitness at the time, and he knew I could perform maybe akini drill mbili tatu. So he called me up to his place, beautiful place, akona ka ranch fulani mahali, and he just came out with a crash mat, akaiweka kwa floor, akaniambia kuja. In my head, mimi niko najua mimi naenda kupigwa. Kembero is a big guy with a lot of presence. He swung a blow my way and mimi nilikuwa kwa floor. So akaniambia stunts ni hiyo. Stunts is based on trust and stunts is based on commitment. So he took me through the basics from everything, how to take a hit, how to perform, cause kitu niliona na stunt work, by the way, it's all about preparation. And he prepared me mentally, especially being prepared mentally, because I didn't know what I was going into, especially with that first season. So kazi ikaanza tu mdogo mdogo. He drilled me on how to fall, how to take a hit, because in stunts, Sometimes you make contact, maybe by accident, but the whole object is to not make contact, to make it look believable, to make it look like you actually hit that person, and you, the one who's being hit, uanguke vile inafaa. So I had to really adapt mentally, physically, kuweza perform in such an environment. If say I'm playing the role of a soldier, niko na fight scene, yes, niko na hizi, there's much more involved. There's a lot more involved in being a soldier than just the combat. If say you have a weapon, you have to be able to make that weapon an extension of yourself. Long story short, nikakuja nikajua project ilikuwa ni Sense8, and then thank God it was the first season, so they had to take everything from scratch. They brought in choreographers, they brought in other stuntmen from abroad, German stuntmen who are very efficient. Hiyo ndio kitu pia nyingine niliona na watu. So I really learned a lot in as far as efficiency and delivery of your actions is concerned. Na conditioning iko hapo hivyo. So hiyo dogo ikafungua milango, a few films here and there. Any other film that involved action after that project, I was able to perform in a very exemplary way. In a way that was pleasing not only to myself as a performer, but pia kwa wale niliweza kuwork now. And alhamdulillah, iliweza kufungua milango into other projects, other amazing projects that were action oriented, and because of the amazing people I've been able to meet in the industry, mnapatana, mna click na mnajenga kitu safi. So teamwork also has a lot to do with it. Teamwork not only with the immediate people you're working with, but teamwork na other departments as well. Because siwezi piga stunt hapa, unanigonga, nafaa nitoe damu, hiyo damu inatoka wapi? Mimi kama stuntman nimekuja hapa hivi, mimi sitaki nitatoa wapi damu? Utanipiga nitoe damu kweli? No. Mtu wangu, my stunt coordinator, ataliaise na mtu wa makeup ama SFX, so that has to come into play. So all these different departments are coming together, everything from the SFX to the pyrotechnics to even lighting. Everyone has to come together in such a way that you create something seamless. Nikoku take the steps or the necessary steps to hopefully turn myself into a stunt coordinator. With the experience I've had so far, we went and did a military-oriented project where I learned to deal with weapons. That is a skill set that I took and I honed, because I'm really passionate about that stuff. So I honed it and I was able to transmit it into another set that I work with. And I just volunteered. I saw that there was an action sequence being used, and I saw the opportunity to coordinate. Why not? Sindio, these are new people getting weapons. Hawajui watazihandle aje, waanze wapi. Umepewa AK leo, utadu. Unajua hata kutoa magazine, unajua kushikilia, unajua kuperform in such a way ndio act out your recoil. Because even as we are shooting, as those people are shooting, we're not actually firing the weapon. So the performer has to act out the recoil. Nimeweza kumit watu wa noma sana kwa industry, nimeweza kulearn vitu mob, and I plan on taking up more physically challenging roles. And I know even as a performer, I need to train. I need kuongeza skill set yangu. If at all I'm in a position to say learn a vehicular stunt or get into rigging or get into, just a different aspect of stunt work, I'm very ready, willing, and able to get into that. And I think where we're heading as an industry, tuko kufika hapo. Storytelling yetu imekuwa very daring. Kitambo hata sidhani ungekuwa na ganzo kweli kwa set. Ati mko na bunduki kwa set. Mko na bunduki kwa set. Na ruhusa ya nani? These days it's almost kawaida. Like hata ukishoot, sasa hata ukijaribu kwenda kufanya filamu ama project na uko na imboste hapo hivyo, uko na kagani kaplanya makambao kameshikanishwa na black tape hapo, bro, itaonekana. People's standards have been set really high. The bar has been set really high. So there is no way tunaweza afford kudanganya audience yetu. So what does that mean for us as an industry and as a department? Growth ni muhimu, experimentation, and people have to be willing to get into this and fully commit and do this wholeheartedly. Man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this industry. I'm excited for what's coming. Jukuna vitu moto zinakama. Niaje, naitwa Mugo and I am a stunt performer.